What are signals? How can you use them? And why could they make you money? First off, a signal is a piece of data in the market that you're either going to extract or you're waiting for it to happen in the market for you to essentially send personalized messaging to your prospects. Now, there are two types of signals that you could have. There are signals that are static. So this is information that you are going to the market and then extracting. Then there are dynamic signals. These are the ones like whenever a company posts a job post, for example, you are currently waiting for that to happen. You could also wait for that company to have a funding round, a merger, an acquisition, and you're waiting for that to send that personalized messaging. So there's static and then dynamic. And there's two groups that these type of signals could fall under. There's account level signals, and then there are contact level signals. And I'll go ahead and jump into what they are in just a moment. So let's just say that we have our signals. How can we actually use this data? First off, what we want to do is we want to ask ourselves, hey, is the contact or the account qualified? If it is qualified, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and enrich that data. So let's just say that we have an account level trigger. What could we do? Well, let's just say that we're reaching out to Coca-Cola or that Coca-Cola signal came in. We will find lookalike companies. So Pepsi, for example, will pull up as well. We'll then try and enrich the account for the campaign enrichment. So if we're sending a campaign around their site traffic, we're then going to go pull relevant information that's related to that campaign. From there, we're going to go see exactly who would be the best contacts at that company that we could reach out to. And then after we know who they are, we're then going to go get their contact details. So we could get their LinkedIn, we could get their phone number, we could get their valid email address. However, if we're reaching out to a prospect and it's a prospect signal, what we're then going to go do is we're going to go get the campaign information, and then we're going to go enrich the contact. Let's just say that the prospect isn't a part of our CRM yet. What we're going to go do is we're then going to go update that information directly at the account level and then at the contacts level as well. What we're then going to go do is after we see if the email is valid or not, we're then going to put that lead directly into our email sequencer. And if they don't have a valid email, what we'll do is we'll put them into a LinkedIn automation tool. Let's just say that the lead responds. What happens? Well, we're then going to go follow up through warm calling. So this is them showing that they initially showed interest to us. They knew who we are. They liked our outbound communication. And then we could follow up through email or also through LinkedIn as well if they don't respond to the cold calls. If we don't have a relevant contact information and we're only able to get the phone number, what happens is we could assign it to a BDR and then we could put it into a cold calling campaign. So that's the high level overview, but let's just see what are the types of triggers that we could leverage at the account level and then also at the contact level. For static types of signals, we could find all of their past reviews on Google, Yelp, G2, and Trustpilot. We could see any type of keywords on their website. We could see if they're going to any conferences. We could find lookalike campaigns. We could see if they're running ads historically. And like they have lines of script on their website, whether they're running Google ads, they're running Facebook ads, TikTok ads, whatever it might be. We could also see if they have a surge in traffic in the last 2 to 3 months. Let's just say that we're selling SEO services. This would be relevant information. For headcount growth, we could go to LinkedIn, see exactly if historically they've been growing or if they've been cutting back on their headcount. And then we could also see if there are any brand mentions for them in LinkedIn or on Twitter as well. For dynamic signals, what these are we are actively listening to the market. So we're listening to job postings. We're seeing if there's any rounds or investments happening at that company. We're seeing if there's any new technologies on their website, any product launches, expansions, partnerships, or layoffs at their own company. We could also see if there are any types of signals for their competitors. And then now our contact level signals, we could see that we could reach out to people based on their job anniversaries, how many years they've been in a specific role, see if they've been following any types of their competitors, which is really interesting. However, for dynamic types of signals, we could see if A sales leader, for example, a CRO, is hiring a sales manager. This is incredibly useful intent data that we could leverage. We could see if someone is changing jobs or if it's their first time in a role. And then we could also see if they are doing a lateral change. Perhaps it's a sales leader and they're transitioning into more of a customer success or account manager role. We listen to activity on LinkedIn with Trigify, and then we could use website de-anonymization data to see if a prospect went on our website, they're looking at a certain page, and we could reach out with relevance. To recap, what we covered today is that there are signals in the market that you could base your campaigns off of. Once you get that data, what you're able to do is enrich it further for company information, for prospect information. You then update your CRM and then insert it into a LinkedIn campaign, an email campaign, or a cold calling campaign. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.